The death toll in the Central Texas floods has risen to over 100. Officials say the majority of the deaths were in Kerr County. Search and recovery crews there are working through masses of downed trees and other debris. Almost a dozen children are still missing from Camp Mystic, an all-girls camp situated near the Guadalupe River.
The National Weather Service did its job. Despite unprecedented rainfall, the National Weather Service executed timely and precise forecasts and warnings. On July 3rd, the National Weather Service office in Austin, San Antonio, Texas, conducted forecast briefings for emergency management in the morning and issued a flood watch in the early afternoon. Flash flood warnings were also issued on the night of July 3rd and in the early morning of July 4th, giving preliminary lead times of more than 3 hours before flash flooding conditions occurred. And the National Weather Service office in New Braunfels, which delivers forecasts for Austin, San Antonio, and the surrounding areas, had extra staff on duty during the storms, despite claims of the contrary.
Elon Musk took an axe to large swathes of the federal government, including the National Weather Service. So there are shortages. A lot of people lost their jobs who were working in forecasting, in hurricane forecasting in particular. So that's going to be one to watch. So people have been questioning whether that was a factor in the failing to raise sufficient alarm. I think two things can be true at once, which is that the local weather service in Austin, it was short-staffed. That's a fact. They are down several people, but also they had deployed additional people. They had kind of called in people to do overtime. So they were kind of reinforcing their numbers, even though they were short-staffed.
Yes.
But I think the real problem, as you referenced, is actually going to be the fact that there weren't warning sirens in this particular area. And that seems to have been more a sort of local decision, really, because they didn't want to raise the taxes to pay for it for local people living there.